Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Will on Safety. We're going to just do another toolbox talk today. And today's toolbox talk is really important, especially at the moment with these super high temperatures we're experiencing in the UK. Most of Europe's getting hit with these pretty extreme temperatures at the moment. So today's toolbox talk is going to be on hydration and making sure you're keeping hydrated. So the reason we're going to cover this toolbox talk today, then, we've all experienced fatigue at some point. All right, our mouths, they become a bit dry, our legs can become heavy, and we might experience sort of mild or severe headaches as well. They're all mega common symptoms of dehydration. All right. So when we're talking about dehydration, then the causes for that dehydration are the following, really. So when you're working hard, bodily fluid is lost through sweat. It's also lost if we start drinking things like caffeine-based drinks, because that's a diuretic, and that causes us to go to the toilet a lot more as well. So there's two ways that we start to lose our bodily fluid, and that's through sweating and through drinking sort of drinks which are diuretics. Okay. If the fluid lost through sweat is not replaced, dehydration and early fatigue is unavoidable. So it's really important that we keep an eye on our bodies, listen to those signs of dehydration, and make sure whatever fluid we're losing from our bodies, we're replacing. Okay, so even losing 2% of bodily fluids, less than 3.5 pounds in a 180 pound person, it can impair performance by increasing fatigue and affecting cognitive skills. Okay, people can get a bit confused. You become super fatigued. Your legs feel heavy. Just everything requires more effort. And because you're dehydrated already, your body's just going to sweat more. You're going to lose more fluids. And it's going to put you in a pretty bad state of repair. So it's really important that whatever fluid we're losing from our body, we're putting back into our body. It can be easily prevented, though. And it can be easily prevented by knowing the following things. So some of those things are when to drink. So ensure we drink before the start of any sort of work. All right, we need to try and catch up on lost fluids, or catching up on lost fluids is really difficult, because that sort of fluid loss has got a pretty big jump on you already. You're going to have to drink a hell of a lot of liquids to put that lost fluid back in your body. Drink even before you start to get thirsty. Yeah, and you've probably heard the age-old adage of little and often. So when it comes to fluid intake, make sure we're drinking that water little and often. So we're not talking about banging in a litre, a couple of litres, sort of every hour. We're talking about taking little sips, just super regular. It's important to drink at regular intervals, which is what we just said there. So just constantly drinking, that little and often methodology. And that's especially important when it's hot outside. We need to think about what not to drink as well. We mentioned it a little bit earlier in the toolbox talk. So during activity, avoid drinks with high sugar content, such as sodas and even fruit juices. Yeah, you might think fruit juice, it's fruit-based, it's super good for you, but there is a lot of sugar that's put into some of these fruit juices, so we need to be careful about what we're putting back in our body. They're slow to absorb into the body. Also, alcohol and caffeinated beverages should be avoided. They're no good for rehydrating you, believe it or not. Like we said, they're a diuretic. All that's going to happen is it's going to cause you to go to the toilet more. Then you're getting rid of even more fluid than what you're losing through sweat. Okay, so it's important we know what to drink then. So Water is truly one of the best things to drink. However, if you're not a water lover, a lightly flavoured beverage with a small amount of sodium, i.e. salt, all right, can encourage even a non-water person to drink enough to stay hydrated. The reason we say a tiny bit of sodium content is because obviously your body's made up of water, it has a salt element, so that little bit of sodium replaces the lost salts that are lost through sweating. The combination of flavour and electrolytes in a sports drink like Gatorade or I'm trying to think of a UK equivalent, but the sort of Gatorade type sports drinks. I think we've got stuff called Powerade. They're good choices to help you stay hydrated as well, because they have that little bit of sodium content, and also a lot of them have electrolytes in there as well. And finally, we need to think about how much to drink. So that truly depends on your activity level and how quickly your body is losing fluids. It's also going to depend on what type of person you are. People are different. We all sweat at different rates. Different bodies cope, with heat and cold differently. So obviously, if you're a bit like me, I'm carrying a little bit of extra winter weight. Somebody like me is going to sweat, a lot more fluid than somebody that's super skinny, and isn't carrying that extra sort of festive weight that I haven't managed to get rid of yet. So different people are, different. That's what makes us unique. It's what makes the world a great place. But just bear in mind that, how much you drink is going to be super dependent on how much bodily fluids you're losing through sweat. Okay, so when you're working and sweating, you should drink something at least every half hour to ensure you're drinking enough to replace your lost fluids. Like we say, little and often though, folks, don't just like every half hour smash in a litre of water. Just, have maybe a little bottle on you that you keep taking sips out of. Maybe you've got a Camelback or something like that you can wear at work. Little and often is far, far better than, every half hour, every hour, banging in, a couple of pints or a litre of water. So little and often really is the key to maintaining your body's hydration and keeping hydrated. So just to recap then, just to remember, if the only thing you remember from this toolbox talk, make sure it's this: when the temperature heats up, you've got to stay hydrated. Remember, drink water, ideally, little and often, and that should help you stay hydrated, and it should lessen the effects of dehydration and shouldn't cause you any issues. Anyway, that's it for today's Toolbox Talk. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you're not already a subscriber to Will on Safety, hit that subscribe button right now. Also, give me a like, hit the notification bell. What that'll do is, every time I upload, I try and do at least 2 uploads a week. It'll notify you that there's a new video to check out. If you've got any ideas about subjects you would like me to cover in this on this health and safety channel, just drop me a message in the comments section. I reply to all messages. But that's it for now. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you found it informative. I hope you take something away from it. And remember, folks, stay safe by choice, not by chance. Bye for now.